Hey, go guys, how you doing? Hope we're all doing well. Back here for another review. This time, as you can see right in front of me, we have the Great American Bash 2004 with the lovely Tori Wilson on the front cover. There's the side cover, there's the spine, and there's the back. Let's review this, shall we? Let's get on with this, shall we? This was a suggestion from Beatdown Bunny, a good friend of mine. And thanks for this one, Beatdown Bunny. I won't forget this at any time. So let's get this underway, shall we? So we kicked off the card with a United States Championship fatal four-way elimination match with John Cena defending the U.S. title against Booker T, Rene Dupree, and Rob Van Dam. Pretty decent opener. It was, typical fatal four-way elimination stuff where the two I was kind of surprised Rob Van Dam got eliminated. That's the one thing I will say first. I was kind of surprised Rob Van Dam got eliminated first. I was expecting Dupree to get eliminated first. But Rob Van Dam got eliminated first, and then Dupree and Booker T double teamed Cena for a little bit. But of course, as usual in these kind of matches, the two heels couldn't get on, and that ended up backfiring against John Cena. Took advantage and ended up winning this matchup. So pretty cool opener. It was weird seeing John Cena in the mid card, like at the start of the show, the opening match. Because I'm so used to him being a main eventer for like 2 decades or whatever it was. So yeah, pretty decent opener and a good way to kick off the Great American Bash with a bang. Second match, we had Luther Reigns taking on Charlie Haas. This match was set up after Charlie Haas had the audacity to congratulate John Cena, and general manager of SmackDown at the time, Kurt Angle, did not like that, and booked Charlie Haas against against Kurt Angle's new protege, Luther Reigns. This was a showcase match for Luther Reigns, and get used to that word showcase, because there's plenty of showcase matches on this very night. This one was there. Didn't really care too much about it. Luther Reigns gets the win. It was more of a showcase to see, like, oh, here's Luther Reigns. Here's the new guy, and it was what it was. Didn't really care too much about it. Next match, we had the Cruiserweight Championship on the line. We had Rey Mysterio, the Cruiserweight Champion, defending the championship against Chella Guerrero. This was typical Guerrero versus Mysterio stuff. If you've ever seen a Rey Mysterio, Chava Guerrero / Eddie Guerrero kind of match, then you know what to expect, because these two have had plenty of matches against each other over the years. So, it probably came easy to them. Like, they could probably have this match in their sleep. It was a really good match. I really enjoyed it. It was probably I got to say, probably my match of the night, probably. Looking back at the card, I think it may be my match of the night. Yeah. There's plenty of other stuff. Sorry, I've just had a quick look at the card, and I'm still trying to go over something that happens later on in the night. So we'll get to that later. Anyway, Mysterio and Chavo Guerrero, great match. Probably my match of the night when it came to the Great American Bash. Anyway. Next match on the card, we had another showcase match as newcomer Kenzo Suzuki takes on the one Billy Gunn, or Mr. Ass Billy Gunn. This was a rematch from SmackDown, where Billy Gunn won by DQ. Because Kenzo Suzuki's manager threw powder in Billy Gunn's eyes, causing the DQ. So that's how we got to this match. 3 days later at the Great American Bash. Sorry, I had a burp. The match itself, this was probably the least match I was looking forward to. Did not like this match whatsoever. Didn't really do anything, and the crowd didn't seem to care. So it was a loss, and it just made the match very boring. And yeah. The match is very boring, and yeah, that's it. And Kenzo Suzuki picks up the victory in the showcase match. Not a good showcase for Kenzo Suzuki, in my opinion. Then we had the next match, which features the cover girl right here, Tori Wilson, as she battles Sable. Match quality wise, this was terrible. But this match I don't think was designed to be a great wrestling match, if you want to say that. I think this match was set up for the eye candy. I hate saying that because how far we've come in the women's division, in wrestling and women in wrestling. But this match was just basically eye candy. Like, ooh, look how, like, even the commentators were like, ooh, look how nice they look. Ooh, look how fit they are, And, yeah, it was what it was. It did its job, and it was eye candy for the people in the audience. It was there, and that's about it. I can't really say too much about it. It did its job. Anyway, next match we have the showcase match, another showcase match, as I call it. We have Mordecai versus Hardcore Holly. First thing first, I like the presentation of Mordecai. His entrance, the gear, the look, looks pretty cool. That's about it when it comes to the positivity in this match. It was just another just there match. It just felt like it just was just there, like it didn't need to be on the card. And Mordecai, I would have liked to see more of Mordecai, but then when I saw him in the ring wrestling, I was watching him like he doesn't feel special when he's wrestling. Like it just felt like just another average bloke with looking like in dress up. He didn't look special. He didn't feel special. He was going back and forth with Hardcore Holly, and it just felt like just an average guy in there. Like you could have put any guy in there and have a 50-50 match with Hardcore Holly and get a win. So wasn't really impressed with Mordecai on this performance. The entrance was good, as I said before. The entrance was good, and the presentation was good of the entrance and the gear and all that stuff. But when it came to in-ring action, I did not care too much about the match. It was too 50-50 for my liking. I mean, I think Mordecai should have just dominated a little bit more. Yeah, that's my opinion on that. And moving on to the next match, we have the co-main event. We have Eddie Guerrero defending the WWE Championship against JBL in a Texas bull rope match for the WWE title. This match was good. I really liked this match. Probably my second favorite match of the night, behind the Chavo Guerrero Rey Mysterio match. A fun, bloody battle, as I put here on my notes. Not as bloody as their match at Judgment Day that year, in 2004. That was a bloody battle, man. Oof, Jesus Christ! I saw it in the video. I saw it in the video packaging. I was like, holy crap! Jesus Christ! This match itself, it was pretty decent. I liked, the teases of the hitting the whole four posts, because basically you had to touch all four posts. There was a little bit of shenanigans, because apparently the finish, Eddie hit the turnbuckle, and then Kurt Angle came out, GM Kurt Angle, who hates Eddie Guerrero, and awarded the match to Bradshaw because Bradshaw's shoulder hit the turnbuckle. But early in the match, I call a lot of bollocks on this. Early in the match, JBL chucked Guerrero at the turnbuckle, and the turnbuckle did not go off. So the whole rules thing of like, any part of your body can actually hit the turnbuckle was a load of bollocks. So was not a fan of the finish. It was a bullshit screw job finish to the WWE Championship match, but it was a way of taking the belt off Guerrero, I guess. Yeah. Also, man, I miss Eddie Guerrero, man. It was very emotional watching that match, and I got a bit sad watching when he lost the title and he was so emotional at the end. I was like, oh man, so awesome. I missed him every day. I miss you, Eddie Guerrero. And that's gonna it. I'm gonna move on to the next match. Oh my God, am I moving on to the next match? We have the main event. We got plenty of time to talk about this. We have the main event. We have the Dudley Boys taking on the Undertaker in a concrete crypt match, where Paul Bearer will be in a glass crypt, and if Undertaker does not do the right thing, then Paul Heyman will pour concrete into the crypt, and cementing Paul Bearer into a concrete crypt, basically. Insane, batshit crazy, nonsense. The match itself, if you just put the Dudleys versus the Undertaker in a handicap match on the pay-per-view without any nonsense, this would have been completely fine. The match, the in-ring stuff was alright. It got overshadowed massively by what was happening with Paul Bearer and the concrete crypt, because it was just nonsense. It was just bollocks, but I couldn't stop laughing at it because it was so hilariously bad. It was hilariously bad watching Paul Heyman pull the lever down and supposed concrete going into the crypt. And it was just terrible, man. I don't know what they used. It looked like porridge. I was expecting Paul Bearer to eat his way out of there. Like, no disrespect to Paul Bearer, but I was expecting him to eat his way out, because I was like, man, it was like great porridge. Like, I don't recommend Paul Bearer to eat that if it wasn't porridge, but you know what I mean? Like, it looked like porridge. And then, anyway, the Undertaker, the right thing that Paul Heyman was talking about. There's so many fucking pulls in this fucking match. The right thing that Paul Heyman wanted Undertaker to do was he wanted the Undertaker to lie down for the Dudley Boys. Boy howdy, if he actually did that, that would have been a fucking terrible main event. But then again, it wouldn't have been as bad as what we actually did get, was Undertaker disobeyed like a bad dog, as Paul Heyman would say. Paul Heyman would do the concrete crypt a couple of times, but then Bubba Ray would stop Paul Heyman from doing it, saying we can take him out, and then they failed, of course, because it's the Undertaker. And then Paul Heyman went to do the thingy after the match. Undertaker won, tombstoning Devon, and then he went to do the concrete crypt. Paul Heyman went to do the concrete crypt, and Undertaker shot lightning at Paul Heyman. Crazy bollocks. And then at the end, everyone thought, oh, yay, he saved, the almighty Undertaker has saved Paul Bearer. And then he turns around, and he looks at the crypt, and he's like, Paul Bearer, I have no other choice. Rest in peace. And he pulls the lever down and engulfs Paul Bearer in concrete crypt. Undertaker probably didn't get a good Thanksgiving present from that. Probably didn't get a Thanksgiving card or Christmas card that year from Paul Bearer. All the years previous, all the years after that. The Christmas, Thanksgiving, and Halloween would have been very interesting in the Paul Bearer, Undertaker, Kane household that year. Though again, Kane had his own problems with the whole Snitsky and the Lita baby in 2004. So less say about that, the better. Anyway, that goes for the Great American Bash. That's how the pay-per-view ended. It was batshit crazy. That ending was batshit crazy. It was hilariously bad, but I was entertained. But not entertained enough to give it a high score. So I'm going to give it a 4 out of 10. I think that's generous. I enjoyed the Rey Mysterio versus Chavo match, and the JBL Eddie Guerrero match the finish of the match with Kurt Angle screwing Eddie Guerrero. There was some showcase matches that didn't work. I don't think we needed 3 showcase matches on showcasing new stars. I don't think we needed 3 on the same card. I think they could have spaced the out throughout different pay-per-views. And yeah, that's about it. There you go, guys. There's my review of the Great American Bash 2004. I think that'll be it for now. And I'm out. Have a nice time, and I'm out.